this year is the 10th anniversary of your version of Carrie, which came out in
Oh my God,
2013.
10th year. How old am I?
10 years.
Oh my God.
It's so funny. I've
Wow.
interviewed Sissy Spacek about her version of the bloody prom, and
Yeah.
she was showing that. What was your experience like? What do you remember about shooting that key sequence in
Oh
Carrie's story?
Lord. I remember I was underage, so I was still in school. Was one big thing. So I was, running back doing homework in between being covered in blood, and I remember getting blood all over my homework that I was doing, and I was like, that was probably the biggest thing I remember, and having to sit in cars like this for so many hours while we were filming because I couldn't get blood on everything. And we filmed that sequence because I was a kid and I can't film long hours. We filmed that sequence for over a month and a half. So I was in blood every day for hours on end for a month and a half. And I now do not want any fake blood near me ever. And if I'm in a movie, I'm like, hell no. I'm like, there's no way you're putting that blood on my face.
Right.
So yeah, I think paid the piper on that, The blood is done.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the amazing things about your version of that scene is that it's a lot more starker and realistic than the Brian De Palma version, which is a lot more dreamlike. And I thought that was a really interesting take on it. The idea of what would this actually look like if this was done to a child. It's kind of incredible that way.
Yeah, and it was 10 years ago, so I remember the social media played an interesting role in the film, which I thought was a cool take on it. Yeah, I felt really lucky to be a part of that project. I think I was like. It might have been, I think we filmed it 12 years ago because I was like 14. I was young. And I look back on it now and I was like, I was a baby. I was so little. Yeah.
Do you think it was received fairly at the time? Do you think, obviously the original looms large, but do you feel your film was treated fairly when it came out?
I don't know. I think remakes always have a tough time. I really loved our version of it. There were a couple different, we actually had different endings that didn't, the studio didn't allow those endings to come out. But the original ending that we had, I thought was really, really cool. And we reshot the ending after a while. But I do think that there might be a director's cut out there somewhere with the original ending, which I preferred and I thought was pretty badass. But I think it was awesome. I don't know. I love being in horror and I think it's always really fun to do.